In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a cherry apple glazed Christmas ham using a half leg ham from Thomas Farms. Now to get started, we're going to set our barbecue up. So we'll open our lid and take our cooking grate off. And we only need a few hours for this cook, so I'm just going to take one charcoal basket out and put the other one there. Then you want to fill that one charcoal basket up with either lump charcoal or briquettes. Then bury a firelighter in one end and light it up. Now the first thing we want to do is remove the ham from its packaging, and to make our ham look a little bit more fancy and presentable, I'm just going to score in a zigzag pattern around the shank. Then we want to remove the skin whilst leaving a little bit of fat on the ham. And now I'm just going to score the ham on the outside in a crisscross pattern. Again, this is just going to help it present nicely, but it's also going to help with some flavour penetration. And now I'm going to get the outside of our ham seasoned up. I'll be using some of our steak shooter spicy, which has got some beautiful sweet and savoury notes with a little spice kick, and it's going to give our ham a really nice colour as well. And now our briquettes have caught light, I'll get a nice little chunk of cherry wood in there to preheat along with our barbecue. So we'll shut our lid, then we'll open our vents up and bring our barbecue up to just below 250 Fahrenheit or 120 Celsius. Right, and after a few minutes we're up to temperature, so we'll get our cherry chunks straight on the fire, then we can get our cooking grate back on, followed by our ham, then we'll shut our lid. Now because we're using a pre-made ham, all we're really doing here is double smoking it, reheating it, and adding a little bit more flavour by seasoning it and finishing it with a glaze later on. I'll be happy if our barbecue temperature stays between 250 to 300 Fahrenheit or 120 to 150 Celsius, and I'll be reheating it to a nice serving temperature of around 60 Celsius or 140 Fahrenheit internal. Alright, so our ham's been going for a few hours now, so let's check on it before we make our glaze. Alright, so this is looking and smelling amazing. That rub has set on the meat nicely, and we're at around 50 degrees Celsius internal, so we'll shut our lid and get this glaze going. So in a small pot, we're going to combine half a cup of cherry jam, a quarter cup of apple juice, a quarter cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and the juice from half a lemon. Then we'll get that in our barbecue for 5 to 10 minutes just to heat it through so that sugar dissolves. Then we'll give it a really good mix and start basting our ham. So I'm going to glaze our ham twice, shutting the lid just for 5 minutes in between to let that glaze set each time. Then after that, you can get your ham out to slice and serve. That is super tasty. I love the sweet, sour and savoury flavours, and the colour on that ham just looks incredible. If you serve that up at Christmas, it's going to be the star of the show. Well, there you have it. There's how to make a cherry apple glazed Christmas ham. I'll put the recipe for the glaze and everything else you need to know down in the video description. And if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next videos. But for now, that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.